MouseHunt, welcome to Feedback Thursday. I gotta say the right day. Something a little different today. What day is it today? It is February 27th. It's a Thursday. Hello, everybody in the chat hanging out. Hopefully, everybody is doing well. We have a bit of a company function tomorrow morning. And so instead of canceling Feedback Friday, we thought we would try something new, a Feedback Thursday. It doesn't quite have the same alliteration to it, but day early, thought it would still be fun. We can check in, take a look at the birthday event. It is just around the corner as well. Take a look ahead a little bit as well. Take a little look at the spring egg hunt as well as kind of what the summer may have in store also, but primarily the birthday event. It is starting next week, Tuesday, March 4, I think. Let me look at a calendar here. Do I have the day right? Yes, Tuesday is indeed March 4. The birthday event or the anniversary event will be starting up, depending on how you like to think. Whether it's a celebration of the game, of the anniversary of the creation of the game, or whether the game was birthed at one point in the past, whether you want to call it a birthday or an anniversary. Depends what metaphor you like to think of. But good morning, everybody. Nice to see you. Lady Nutsy saying Friday already, eh? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, I think everyone will pretend it's Friday. We got a Friday feel for the rest of this Thursday. Sounds good to me. Hello, Michelle. George, welcome on in. Lisa, there's still time to book or look for cheap flights to London for the meeting, eh? Sounds like fun. Elusive, the Feedback Thursday. Excited to see it. Eh? Have we ever done a Feedback Thursday? I don't know. We've been keeping those streams to Friday or not. I have to probably go pretty far back into the history to see if we've done anything other than a Friday anytime in recent history. Benjamin says, I'm free on Thursdays. Well, there we go. Wax, what's the company gathering? Well, we'll get together. We work remotely now, and it's nice to, at least a few times a year, get together, see everybody's face, hear everyone's voice, not through a microphone and speakers every now and then is nice. So I'm looking forward to it. None other than, if I'm reading this name correct in the chat, the Poo Poo PP Man. Well, welcome on in. All right, we won't ask too many details about the moniker there, but good morning to you as well, Tarako. Nice to see you. Hello, Ben. Jason, Edison, welcome on in. It's Friday. Feedback Thursday. I spell Thursday with an F, and we'll get some alliteration there. All right, it's Thursday. Lady Nutsy reminded me to take a sip of a coffee. That sounds good to me as well. It's afternoon for scratching, dude. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. One more year before MH is officially an adult. It is 17 years of hunting, if you can believe it, is just around the corner. The game's about to turn 17 years old. On March 7 is the official birthday. Well, let me look at my profile. My account was created March 7. Yep, March 7 is the actual anniversary of the game's creation. We'll be kicking off the Super Brief Factory. It's going to be making a return on March 4. That is next week, so certainly not long to go. A 2-week event can collect a wide variety of cheese. That's kind of what the event's all about, is cheese, cheese, cheese. Of course, Super Brief being a big focus, you can earn a lot of Super Brief, it being the Super Brief Factory, by pumping the crates. But there's also the vending machine where you can grab some snack packs to get various cheese or cheese-related ingredients for various regions. And new this year is the Cheesy Pipe Party Game. That's going to be a new addition to the Super Brief Factory, which we'll give a little sneak peek at it today as well. But again, earning cheese, and you can kind of pick a region, have a little bit of agency over what region you want to target there. You'll be finding some wrenches to play the mini game with. You'll be able to upgrade the game with a cheesy pipe or magical cheese pump to get a bigger quantity and higher quality of prizes as well. Michelle, we changed the time once. That didn't go well. I assume you're talking about the meetup, eh? Feed Bake Thursday when, eh? We'll see if we can have some sort of creation or not, but maybe one day. Or maybe it's just a memory best left into nostalgia or not. You know, would it be as special if we did it again? I think so. George, you're glad there's a stream with updates on new areas or events. Well, you're in luck, George. We'll take a look at this new Cheesy Pipe Party Game as well. Actually, one other good note about the vending machine is the Bountiful Beans. Mentioned this before, but they're going to be replaced with Fantasy Fizz, which is a carbonated cheese beverage. Doesn't that sound delicious? I know I want to try carbonated cheese. That sounds like a choking hazard a little bit. But it'll add some cheese from the Draconic depth, so it'll cover a wider variety of areas. We can even open up a pack or two of that as well, I think. Will fertilizer still be available? I take it, Tarako, you're looking one event ahead into the spring egg hunt. You might be thinking of Egg Sweeper as well, but yeah, Egg Sweeper will make a return for the egg hunt. We can maybe even just look a little bit ahead to the egg hunt as well, but that'll be coming up after the birthday. Summer, can you tell how many players are from a certain country? The country in question is New Zealand, eh? I don't have it right in front of me, but we do have some stats here and there. You know, off the top of my head, New Zealand, I don't quite know what a rough percentage is there, but kind of the top of the list are Singapore, United States, UK, I think are probably the top 3 if memory serves me correct. But I could be wrong as well. I'm going from memory there. MouseHunt is old enough to drive now. Yep, can get it's not just its beginners. Is that a new birthday base? Asks YX, of course. The tradition has to continue. We have to keep adding some delicious looking bases. For a lot of hunters, they're kind of collectibles, but that's part of the fun of it as well. And you know, it's tough to add something special or something above and beyond or game changing every single time, right? And in some ways, I think that makes each one a little less special. So, you know, that's the identity of the cake bases, is they're by and large collectibles, but I think they're fun for that purpose as well. And they're certainly fun to look at and kind of get a little appetite going as well. But we'll start with what's familiar in case you haven't played the Super Brie Factory before, but you know, sounding the horn, you can collect some Coggy Colby cheese. And your goal here is you are pumping a crate full. You can upgrade the factory as you go here. I'm going to say the pumping room is probably a priority of usually what most people like to get upgraded first. What else do I need? Need lots of pumps. You can move around the factory, so I need pumps. I'm going to move to the pumping room. Factory repair charms are making a return as well to give you a chance to encounter the factory technician mouse. Let's see if we can get one of those. Hey, got a factory technician mouse. Drop lots of parts to upgrade the factory with, as well as, look, got a couple of cheesy pipe wrenches as well. That's going to be a new item to play the pipe game. The Super Snack Machine, here's what it looks like now. As mentioned, changed it around a little bit. The bountiful beans have been replaced with this Fantasy Fizz. So it's just a can of carbonated cheese beverage. We'll open up one. Let's see how that looks. Okay, well, I got a little bit of, okay. Can we open up another one here? So you can see some of the cheese from the beanstalk has moved into this snack pack. You can open up a few at a time as well. Of course, you can open up multiple packs at the same time as well. Keep closing this sucker here as well. So you can kind of see we merged those together a little bit. Some of the things that used to be in the beanstalk pack is now in Fantasy Fizz, and just to get a good variety of cheese going as well. Story Seeds are making a return as well, though, so that's another Folklore Forest option. And again, probably looks very similar if you were getting Story Seeds last year. You know, Hollow Heights. Go into the machine here, and you do get the cheese directly as well. So, you know, just in case you haven't used the Super Snack Machine before, or, you know, it's been a while, you might have forgotten, you don't get the actual pack to go open it up. Kind of as you use the machine, you just get the cheese directly right away. So all this cheese is right in your inventory as well. So you don't actually kind of buy the packs from the machine, you get the cheese directly. Andrish, no banner in the game today. Yeah, we were wondering if we should have got it fired up, but yeah, we'll see. It's kind of all set up to go up automatically on Fridays, and actually we're going to get that disabled for tomorrow as well. So, Harry asking if Emmental will be in the new pack. Yeah, I do think I got some Emmental there, I think, on the last open. I'm going to open up a few more here. There we go. Got some Emmental as well. So it covers the Beanstalk, covers the Draconic Depths, covers the School of Sorcery. So you get a good variety of cheese there, and the new Fantasy Fizz carbonated cheese beverage. Jedi says, sound delish, give me 28. Oh, could you imagine drinking 20 cans of liquid cheese? Whew, I think you'd need an antacid, to say the least, after that. Potato, no. I don't think there's any alcohol content in the Fantasy Fizz there. That would be next level, maybe gross. I don't know. You see the terrible twos. Do you also see a parental base? No, parental power type is basically kind of a relic of the past. It's a a fun nod in the game's history to the second birthday, but you can certainly catch the terrible twos now without parental power. And at one point that'll get folded away. Probably the nanny bot will change power type. Some are asking how's Ronza, give her our best. Sure wish she was around so we could get some the Chrome Thought Obliterator upgrade, eh? Well, she usually visits every year at some point. So even as we kind of look ahead, there might be some visitors to the kingdom. Maybe multiple visitors this year. We'll see. Benjamin, looks like there's no fertilizer. Do you mean fertilizer inside the seed pack? That is, oh yeah, that's right. Was there fertilizer in the package last year that you got for the beanstalk? That was one of the challenges as well with the different themed packages. When it's a very narrow focus, it's hard to add a lot of variety. So we may have added a little bit of out of character items here and there. YX, is it bigger to open a large number of packs at once rather than a small number? It shouldn't make a difference at all. No, it'll all average out in the end. So if you like to open them up one at a time, or every time you finish a crate and you have a few super tokens plus to use, you could go visit the vending machine and get some cheese. Or I think what a lot of hunters do, they might do that a little bit at the start of the event to get a sense of what's inside of a few of the packs. And then at the end, they kind of go and buy them all at once in one transaction. And last year, fertilizer and harp strings were available in the bean pack. Was looking forward to gathering more. I don't believe they are in the packs now, so we could kind of keep it a little bit more about cheese. And in some ways, that's nice that every event then has its own identity, right? There's something to look forward to with different events. Not every event gives the exact same stuff. Kind of gets a little bit repetitive, and each one doesn't feel unique in its identity that way. And then, other events that do reward those things, but reward fewer cheese, you have something to look forward to that as well. Kind of, each event can kind of appeal to a little different facet of your hunting strategy that way as well. Super, what is the official reason for removing parental, eh? All the way back, the second year of the game, the theme of the event was the terrible twos mouse. And just it being a bit of a juvenile character, it felt a little bit weird to use some of these very over-the-top elaborate traps. So, we thought it was cute. You hire a nanny to discipline. But now the mouse is all grown up, much like all the other mice in the game. And so it just maybe doesn't quite fit the creative inspiration to have a whole area and a whole sort of, expand a whole group of mice that are all these childlike mice. It just seems weird. There's not a lot of creative energy about putting that forth into sort of making it a big part of the game. It feels weird at some times, so if that makes sense anyway. It was kind of a cute thing just for year two, but then, because there is that trap, it kind of does exist in some capacity, but, if you start the game today, for all intents and purposes, it doesn't really exist to you. What's the skin there in the background? There is a skin lurking in the background behind me as well. Those, if you're keen-eyed, I'm gonna have to wait till Tuesday to see. But I think there's just enough to go on, actually, right below me over here. I think there's a pretty good giveaway at what trap that might be looking to skin. Eggs need more fertilizer than if we can't get them during the birthday. I mean, it's fair. If you think about the Great Winter Hunt, though, it is a pretty good time as well to stock up on fertilizer. So, like I was saying, we can appreciate it makes each event unique. It's kind of, you have a different thing to look forward to with each event. And just, in the long term, then it doesn't start to feel very repetitive, where nothing doesn't feel kind of special in that sense. If you kind of even make draws to real life, if I can use that term, or outside the game, you think about nice weather and summer, and you look forward to, swimming or barbecue, or, hanging out on the beach, right? You think about winter, and, there's different things you get to look forward to, cozy night by the fire, the holiday season, things like that. And it's just kind of nice to have that variety where you have different things to look forward to at different times, rather than not just the same thing over and over. But I get where you're coming from as well. So the cheesy pipe party as well. This is one of the new additions to the Super Brie factory this year. And as you can imagine, you can pick your region here to kind of determine what type of cheese you're interested in. Let's go Queso Canyon. And we're going to play a standard game to start. So much in line with the Snowball Showdown, the Egg Sweeper as well. Kind of an additional game to play. And this one, you are looking to get the cheese to these mystery prizes, which will always be a type of cheese. So you got your own pump, much like the Super Brie factory. And you're looking to connect things here. And sometimes it's a little trickier than it seems right away. How do I want to solve this problem here? There's a few different options we could try. Hey, all right. So because I picked Queso Canyon, no surprises here, but I'm ending with a lot of queso. Then when you pump in, you're gonna get all the cheese at once as well. I know sometimes it's a little bit of confusion there, depending on how a different mechanic or how something works, whether do you get the cheese one at a time or do you get it all at the end? But this, you get it all at the end here. When you click the pump button, you gotta connect and make the pipes reach all the different cheese, and then you get different prizes. And so you can upgrade the game, and there's a little bit more cheese at each end, and there are more types of cheese to find as well. So a little more variety as well as quantity. Well, this looks kind of challenging here. All right, well, we can't connect those. We got to go down. Okay, we got a little intersection. That's good. All right, let's see what we're dealing with down here. This one's got a nice straightaway. Uh-oh, all right, so we're probably gonna have to work our way through here. Hey, oh, no, what are we missing here? There we go. No, something's not hooked up. There we go, all right. Get to do a little bit of plumbing, solve the mystery there. That one was a little bit trickier. So some of them are pretty straightforward, but I mean, none of them are too tough either. Usually there's a pretty good solution that you come across, but much like the Snowball Showdown, every once in a while you kind of scratch your head like, wait, am I stuck? How am I supposed to do this? And it's kind of, as we play tested it, it reminded us a bit of the Snowball Showdown, where it's pretty simple, but every once in a while you're revealing these shapes. You're like, what am I revealing right here? You know, you've just got a whole bunch of hits, but you haven't revealed a shape in the Snowball Showdown, and you just can't even imagine how everything is all put together. And it has a little bit of overlap every once in a while. It looks simple, but when you get into it, there's a few curveballs here and there. Andres, are there any plans for a birthday event rework? As you can imagine, not this year, no, as we're kind of demoing the Super Brie factory. Yeah, so more, comments on parental, but, we'll see. I think the decision has been made. It's just, it gets a little bit into uncomfortable territory to start adding a lot of villainous children to the game that you are then going to put a stop to. Seems not a very fun creative space that we want to explore. So I'm going to probably just say no to that. And that just kind of is what it is. Lisa asking, will it work on the app as well? Of course, yeah. You will need to update your app. I believe the update is already alive. I know we submitted it and it was approved. I assume it's been published. If not, well, we should definitely do that today, but it should be published now, where you can download the update. That's always important as well. Anytime an event starts or a new area is released, go check Google Play, check the App Store, see if there's an update, because often you do need to update your game to see the new stuff appear. To be able to participate and play any of the new updates. The app does need to be updated, and it doesn't always update in the background. I think it does prioritize apps you regularly use, but there's no guarantees that while you're sleeping your phone decided to download the update that night or not. But that's it in a nutshell, basically. And we can play, here we can maybe visit the Folklore Forest as well. You can rotate the pipes. Basically, it costs a wrench to reveal. You can kind of see the wrench swinging there, but it doesn't cost a wrench to rotate. So you're trying to do it without revealing too many spots. Save yourself some wrenches. All right, this looks promising. Okay, how are we hooking these up? Uh-oh, this doesn't look promising here. I'm gonna guess. No. Uh-oh. All right, we're gonna have to do some work here. Okay, we got that. And we're gonna probably have to go up. This one was a little bit of a tricky one. All right. That was a little bit of a tricky one, actually. That was fun. Let's play one more. I know I have to like to reveal the spots right next to the prizes. All right, what are we working with here? This looks promising. This looks straightforward. All right, I want to play one more actually. I'm having fun playing this. Okay, this is a little tricky here. Uh-oh, we gotta go down. Downward. Well, how's this gonna work? Okay, all right, we're in a little bit of trouble right here. I guess probably, no, hold on, we could probably go this way. Let's try this way first. All right, there we go. Nope, we're not all connected. There we go. All right, so that's kind of fun to play. I feel it's all cheese in the minigame. That is correct. That is a very consistent theme of the whole event. It is a great time to earn cheese. And when you think about the factory itself, one of its big identities is Super Brie. That's kind of why you're filling this crate while you pump it. Looks like I can upgrade something here as well. The vending machine all has cheese. I'm trying to keep the identity of the event about a great time to earn cheese, especially Super Brie. Hey, look at that. Did it with my last piece of cheese. So of course, when you claim the crate after pumping here, very similar to last year, you can get the anniversary aura going, some Super Brie. I can keep on upgrading that with the mixing room, empowered Super Brie as well, and you get the Super Tokens Plus from the break room. The QA room is what's going to extend your aura by a little bit longer each time as well. You see the Draconic Depths Deluxe. Sounds like a good excuse to play one more game. Oh, we were playing the Folklore Forest here. We're playing the Folklore Forest. We'll play one more game. See what else we can find here. All right, we got some options. Let's start this way. What are we working with here? All right. Nope. What's that? There we go. Nope. Yes. So that is the new Cheesy Pipe Party game. The new Fantasy Fizz being added to the vending machine as well. Xanther, you're hoping that it's always possible to succeed, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting though how often you get a board and you think, I think this one was broken. We'd be playtesting, I was like, no, I think there's a bug. This one can't be solved. And then you would show a screenshot to somebody else, like, no, have another sip of coffee. Just rotate this one twice and you're good. It's like, oh yeah, okay, thank you. But no, every board is possible. There's no abandon or retreat button or anything like that. With enough wrenches, you know, if you revealed everything on the board, you should be able to rotate those things in a way that you'll be able to solve it. So again, the birthday event is going to arrive on March 4th, the Super Brie Factory. 2 weeks long. There is the shutdown phase. One small change as well that we made this year is, if you recall from previous years, during that shutdown phase, you could pump the crate one more time. We're just going to simplify that a little bit where your next hunt will just finish the whole pump. So you kind of don't need to chill out and do dozens of more hunts to finish pumping that last crate. Just kind of wherever you're at, it's just one more hunt is going to finish it off. And then you can kind of be done with the event that way as well. Go cash out and start thinking about what comes next, which is the spring egg hunt. If we're looking forward a little bit into 2025, is the spring egg hunt is the event that follows the Super Brie Factory. It's going to be arriving in April. We're still kind of playing around a little bit with the exact date, but it'll be pretty early on in April. You'll see the spring egg hunt arrive. Ladies Lures Shop is going to be making a return, a lot of familiar stuff, but I imagine we'll get into the spring egg hunt in a little bit more detail as we go as well. Alex thinks the pipe game's a little too simple. That's okay though, right? They're not really meant to be complete brain busters, just a little bit of fun. Just like when you think the Snowball Showdown isn't really the world's most complicated game, but it's fun all the same as well. Edison already asking if the minigame will arrive next year. Already looking forward to 2026. That's going to be a feedback topic that we'll no doubt get into after the event, I'd imagine. Mac likes the spring egg hunt. What is it about the spring egg hunt, Mac, that you like so much? Because that is just around the corner. We got the birthday event, spring egg hunt. It's looking like, I think, a King's giveaway. I mean, we haven't kind of officially started that yet. We're just sort of bringing our roadmap into focus a little bit. But it's likely a King's giveaway is probably the thing that's going to best fit in to have something come out in May. And as we look forward to the summer, different visitors to the kingdom, there's been a lot of inquiries about Big Jack as well. We weren't able to have Big Jack visit last year, so we're hoping Big Jack and maybe a few different visitors can arrive into the summer. As well as we've been pouring over a lot of feedback for the Draconic depths as well. A lot of different ideas there. We had kind of always thought about expanding it a little bit with the next area. But a piece of feedback I think we've heard, and we want to make sure hunters feel heard on that, is that they'd like something a little bit sooner than the next area. Coming out with different ways to, upgrade your abilities in the Draconic depths. As with every area in the game, it comes out and it changes over time. And that's kind of part of what makes the game fun and special as well, is that it's continuously being updated. When you think about any area, maps come out, it kind of changes it a little bit. MouseHunt, for example, all of a sudden Fulmina, was dropping a whole lot of items from different areas as well. We kind of earmarked that a little bit for the next chapter, the Folklore Forest. But I think it's clear a lot of hunters would like something sooner than that. They don't want to have to wait quite that long. So we've been ideating a few different, I don't even know if you can call it an expansion, but a few different little upgrades to the Draconic depths to provide alternative ways of getting the heart as well. But we're still kind of workshopping that a little bit, prototyping, and just making sure that's going to work out well before we commit to anything specific. And then later in the year, hunters, you're going to be getting ready to write a conclusion to the Mythweaver's story. The Mythweaver's been doing a lot of writing, trying to rechange history, and I think it's time maybe to turn the pen and paper against the Mythweaver and start writing the conclusion to the Mythweaver. But that's quite a ways out still, so we'll probably get into a little bit more detail as it gets a little bit closer of exactly how that'll roll out. It might be something that happens over the course of many releases as well, but we'll see. We've just a little update on kind of what we've been working on, bring the roadmap a little bit into focus for the year. Sometimes it's nice the beginning of the year. We already kind of have a pretty strong vision for what's going to happen, just the way the events work out. But we've been trying to work out, well, what does the summer and the end of the year look like as well. Why would the drop rates remain the same? Kind of depends on how you want to think about that. But you can think of many other areas as they kind of get updates over time. Think about the Sky Palace and the floating islands, right? And how different the floating islands felt when the Sky Palace arrived. Now, I don't think it would be anything of that scale. We'd probably save that creative, time and energy to put into the next area in the Folklore Forest. Everything's connected, right? As new things come out, it kind of changes the way you acquire items, and that's nothing new. That's kind of how the game has worked for well over a decade plus. So. Will 1000th Draft Derby be available through the event? Off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure I saw some of that kicking around. So. What's the mouse sketch in the bottom right of the screen? Just kind of to plot in a little bit of getting ready to write that conclusion to the Mythweaver's story. But it's, as you can see, it's still a sketch. It's a concept. So it kind of sheds a little bit of light, at least, to kind of where we're at right now. How about 2000ths in first draft? Probably no new types of cheese with the Super Brie Factory, but it's often a great time to get your hands on cheese that already exists. Kind of an alternative way to get that cheese at a little bit quicker rate than normal. Wyo asking, when is summer? So depending on what hemisphere you're living in, summer's a bit of a relative term. So, those June, July, August months, You know, it is fair maybe not to quite put that as summer, but sometime between the end of event season and the start of the next event season is kind of the summer of the game, I guess, unofficially. Kevin asking, what mice drop the wrench for the pipe minigame? There are, at least a couple different ways to get wrenches. They are in the general store as well to pick up. End up being a pretty good use for your excess parts as well. So when you get the factory upgraded and as you start to accumulate parts, you could use the parts to get some extra wrenches. The factory technician mouse also, we were playing a little bit earlier, and I had caught one that dropped a couple wrenches as well. So there's a few avenues to go. There you go. Summer, it's summer all year round for me. But again, just kind of putting it a little bit in, it's just starting to come into focus a little bit. We're a little bit behind in terms of that kind of planning phase. But like I said, event season often kind of gives us a little bit of luxury as well, where we have a pretty strong vision what the first quarter of a year is going to look like because of the timing of events. But last year we kind of had a little bit more of a draft in January, and we firmed it up in December. But we've had quite a few things on the go here, and being a small team, it's been hard to put all the pieces quite into place yet. So it's still coming into focus, but at least a small update on just what's in pencil, but nothing quite in pen yet. Dave, any enhancements to the birthday treasure maps? I don't believe so. I think they're returning pretty well as they did last year. The gilded maps will make a return. Those are certainly popular. But the birthday event as well, I think it's a very popular time to do mapping. It fits the idea of traveling between the rooms rather well. And it's definitely a time we see a lot of hunters doing maps for sure. There you go. Norm Vincent drops wrenches as well. There we go. Vincent drops, I think, a pretty good amount of wrenches. Actually, if I scroll back in my journal, I think I just caught Vincent. And 15 cheesy pipe wrenches my Vincent dropped. So Vincent's a pretty good source for the wrenches. Like I said, the factory repair technician, I caught one of those. It dropped a couple wrenches, and the general store as well. Nothing in pen, but how about permanent marker? That's next. You write it in pencil, then in pen, then over in permanent marker, and then I guess you got to laminate the page after that is the next step, I suppose, to make it truly indelible. Indelible? Indelible? Indelible. I think that's the word. Indelible? I don't know. That's the word you don't say too much. Indelible or indelible? I think it's indelible. I don't even know now. Now I want a deli sandwich, though. Edison, is there any possible in the future where an event for every crafting cheese being reduced percent cost? I can't say there's any specific ideas around that, but that actually would be a little bit on a technical side, pretty hard to implement actually, so probably not. Probably a little bit more curated, but things like Big Jack are a good chance to just celebrate maybe a smaller subsection of different crafting or converting one item into another, and it's kind of a little bit more focused on just one spot. How many new mice can we expect for this birthday event? 0YX. We are kind of spending our time a little bit more on adding permanent areas rather than event mice, and it has been a bit of a creative challenge as the events go over time and we continue to add more mice to find a spot for each of them. As well, we get some frustrating feedback sometimes. When you have a lot of mice, then they all become rare all of a sudden. So it gets very difficult to make maps, or you have to sort of relegate some mice as being fodder somewhere where they're not really important. And so I probably found a pretty good balance of what number works to keep all of them special. You can think of it this way: if you have 50 mice that you can encounter, and you have an equal chance to encounter them all, then you have a 2% chance to encounter each and every mouse. That's pretty low. So if you need that one mouse for the map, basically every time you sound the horn, you have a 98% chance of it not being the mouse you were looking for. So to go 2 in a row, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, should have used an exponent, but you could go 10 hunts and there's a good 82% chance that you still didn't find it. As you can see how when you start to add a lot of event mice, they all start to feel rare, even though they're not meant to be rare mice. You kind of lose that control, or those knobs you can turn to make, well, this one's abundant and just this one's a rare mouse, and that's the special one. Also on a deli sandwich. I like a little dressing on a deli sandwich. Put a little bit of mayonnaise down on the bread. You like toss a little bit of shredded lettuce and a little bit of vinaigrette, maybe a little red wine vinaigrette. Oh, deli meat, fresh tomato, maybe a little mozzarella cheese on there. Maybe a little provolone, is that crazy? Maybe some focaccia bread. It's getting close to lunch. We're gonna start getting hungry here. Is it time for trivia questions? Thank you, George. I think it is. We're going a little bit long here on this Feedback Thursday. It's hard not to say Friday there. Rolls off the tongue. Where is this week's trivia question? It's actually about the spring egg hunt. We're forward looking this Thursday. And it's how many eggs were added to the spring egg hunt in 2024. And I've made the blunder of making the answer a number. So it's pretty easy to guess here. Don't forget the cheese. Let's see, do we have any correct answers? 61 is a little on the high side. I don't think we added 61 new eggs. That would have the work cut out for the art team. Although I think they'd be happy. I think they like illustrating the eggs. They're pretty and they turn out pretty cute. 8, no, 12, so close. 13 getting colder. Not 24, 3 to 6 is too low. Ooh, 12, so close. There we go. I think Traco has the first correct answer, the magical number of 11. I could be wrong too, let's face it. It wouldn't be the first time. I could be completely wrong, but I basically looked back at the project last year and I went and saw, well, how many tasks did we create to make eggs? One of them was actually canceled. There was like Lady Laura's ultimate egg. That was an egg idea that didn't quite work. We couldn't quite crack that egg. But it is, if I'm right, 11. That's my version of the answer, at least. I think there were 11 eggs. I wonder if I could find that, actually. Let's see if we can pull that up. Are we going to be able to? I bet you I'm not logged in. Bonus marks if you can figure out what those eggs were. We're close here. Might take me a minute to find. It's not a date, so you have a high chance of being correct, eh? I can hope. Any hints on how many eggs we are getting this year? We'll see. We can tease this spring egg hunt. The birthday isn't going to be released yet. We're talking about the spring egg hunt, eh? That's all right. That sounds fun. Spring egg hunt. Let's go exploring a little bit. Spring egg hunt's coming along, though. We are currently doing a little bit of testing on the egg hunt, so it's been coming together rather well. We got 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say the number of eggs being added in this spring egg hunt could be a coincidence. There could be a coincidence there with the number of eggs that are getting added this year as well. It's time to sound my horn. Let's see what we... No, this side it's mirrored. All right, we're going to get Twisted Carmine. I had a feeling it was going to be Twisted Carmine. Let's go see if we can go look back at the 2024 egg hunt, though. Let's see what we got here. Searching for eggs. 2024 egg hunt. We're getting there. We have the love egg. I think last year was the year the Valentine's mice became permanent mice. But there was the love egg, the max loot multiplier egg, the 2048 egg, which is over there actually. The Dungeon Master egg, the Maestro egg, the Mythical Giant King egg. I gotta start using another hand. Vinius egg, Magic Bean egg, the Lapis Bean egg, the Royal Bean egg, the Harp String egg. I'm officially out of fingers. I gotta use a toe here. We got the Golden Goose egg. And that's 11. There we go. I think that was 11 there. 11 new ones in the news post. Michelle found the news post. That seems like a better source of truth than me digging through the task management software. Like, all right, for once I do have the correct answer to the trivia. That means it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good weekend when that happens. Taraco, did you count 11 as well? I got the Golden Goose, the Max Loot Multiplier, Love, Mythical Giant King, Magical Bean, Vinius, Golden Harp, String, Malevolent Maestro, Lapis Bean, Dungeon Master, Royal Ruby Bean. You need to paste the reward link here. Thank you, YX. That is a good point. I will paste this in the chat for your clicking convenience. case you don't feel like typing off the screen. For your clicking convenience, it's in the chat as well. And there's something birthday related. So we're all over the place here. We're looking at the birthday. We took a look ahead, which included the egg hunt. The trivia question was the egg hunt, but the reward is for the birthday as well. So we've got all sorts of events cruising on through. Yeah, they are factory repair charms, which those will come in handy. You can get some extra parts. Factory repair charm or factory repair mouse technician drops the new wrenches as well, and the general store as well. You can pick up some wrenches for your excess parts. So those will be a handy item to have on hand as well. YX, can we expect Relic Hunter event before the Great Winter Hunt again? We'll see. We're still kind of looking over the feedback a little bit on the map mega party. I think it was a lot of fun. I think maybe there's a little bit of sentiment. It could have been a bit of a shorter event. Might be a better one of those events that's a little better short and sweet. So we'll see. It's still kind of a little bit early as we look ahead. We haven't quite got as far as November, and we're going to kind of just wait for a little bit of work to help firm up the scope of a few things. Actually, yesterday afternoon, Norm and I were doing a lot of scheduling, which can be fun in small doses, but it was a lot. So it took a little bit of time to do some scheduling, but we have some scheduling to finish up as well to just put everything into focus, and it'll kind of really help us project how long a few things are going to take to come together, and that help make some decisions for later in the year. So it's, again, just written in pencil. It's a bit of a draft of just a little update of the general direction we're headed in, but not really an official announcement at the same time as well. So kind of put an asterisk next to that looking ahead slide from a while ago. Where did it go? This one here. Not so much a roadmap, but just looking ahead. Some rough ideas. Some drafts. Well, and that probably means it's about time to wrap up here, as the trivia has been concluded and solved. School, will we be able to buy the pipe upgrade thingy with wrenches? I think we have it with golden tickets. I don't need to be so cryptic because it's coming out soon. I can't imagine we'll change that before release, because what are we doing? It's coming out basically in just a couple business days here. But you can get the Magic Cheesy Party Pump. That is much like the Snowball Showdown Dust, like the magical fertilizer used to play Egg Sweeper. The Magic Cheesy Party Pump is the item that upgrades and makes the game deluxe, and that is currently sold for a couple Golden Punch tickets in the general store. And we're kind of playing around. Got a little awkward to add it for wrenches. We ran into a few mechanical challenges there where this kind of the balance was a little bit out of sorts. So we used golden tickets, and that kind of worked quite a bit better. Summer, glad to hear you and your whole family have been enjoying the game. Glad to hear it. Thank you. Anish is excited for the meetup on March 8th. I'll have to maybe peek in digitally there. I'm sure Michelle will document a little bit of the festivities. We can join in spirit, live vicariously through some photos, maybe. YX, what was the conclusion regarding the event timer progression bar? I don't know if we officially wrote down any conclusions, and actually it was kind of funny. I noticed as Lunar New Year started to come to a close that the timer already changes to hours at the 48-hour mark, so that was interesting. But yeah, no concrete conclusions, but interesting food for thought. That's often just stream of consciousness, things we keep in the back of our mind as we work on the next things as well. All right, well, Hunters, thank you so much for joining me on this Feedback Thursday. We got to take a look at the birthday event, which is just around the corner. Again, one more reminder, it's going to be starting up March 4. Great time to start earning some extra cheese for areas. I like to look ahead a little bit as well to think about the spring egg hunt, because when you think about the birthday is a great time to be collecting cheese. With the egg hunt around the corner, you might want to hold on to some of that cheese to go and find some eggs during the egg hunt as well. So, a little bit, depending on your own preferences, hunting style, what kind of strategy you like to employ. But just a little reminder, something to consider. You may want to hold on to that cheese for the egg hunt as well to go and track down those eggs. Or you may even want to get a little bit of a variety of cheese. If there's some eggs you're looking to add to your collection, the birthday event is a great time to go and check your excavator, see what eggs you might be targeting this year, and use the birthday as a means of making sure you have a little stash of cheese to help you in those goals. Kind of planning 2 steps ahead, playing a little bit of chess here, I guess. And as well, we just took a little bit of a look forward to what might be coming as event season comes to a close, and we start looking head to those events between event season. Summer for us, but fair enough, might be winter for you and you're in your area of the world. King's Giveaway is kind of what we have slotted in there, and it's just about to be written in ink, I think. We're just doing a little bit of scheduling, but that seems like a pretty safe bet. As well as looking over some different updates, whether it's some visitors to the kingdom. Big Jack might make an appearance. There might be a couple other visitors, who knows, as well. And as well, just so people know, we have heard a lot of feedback on the Draconic depths. And I want to make sure everyone knows that that feedback has been heard, and it takes time to kind of act on that. We don't want to be reactionary and get anything out, like a hot fix, or just kind of make a knee-jerk reaction to anything. Like, take time to think about creative solutions as well. And those have been going fairly well. And we're hoping as event season winds down and we look ahead into a little bit later in the year, we can have some updates to the Draconic depths even sooner than the next era coming out. Alternative ways of, if you want to earn the base, or alternative ways of earning the heart. It seems like hunters would like that a little sooner rather than later. So it's something I've been trying to prioritize as well. Just want to make sure hunters know that feedback has been heard and it's being discussed, but no concrete news to share or decisions quite yet. So everyone, have yourself a fantastic weekend. Happy hunting. See you next week. It'll probably be Jacob, I would think. We'll probably resume feedback Friday. Probably won't be a feedback Thursday. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time, everybody.
2.
You're a trap. Don't seem to mind it. You attract me. I'm a mouse, you're a cat. I don't seem to mind it. Soft and furry. Oh, and just when I think I'm safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap. Just when you think you're safe, snap. I come back. You don't seem to mind it, but I'm a fool. Broke my back. You don't seem to mind it, 'cause you're so cool. And just when I think I'm safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap. Ooh. And just when you think you're safe, snap. Turns out